Hi everyone, this is Bobby from bn-games.com, and we're here doing another classic capture. Today we're playing an import title, Cowboy Bebop, for the PlayStation 1.
Keep in mind, it's imported.
Yes, imported. This was not released in any other region, so this is NTSC-J.
So it won't work in your system.
No, and unless you have a Japanese PS1, or Japanese PS2, or Japanese PS3 60 gig original launch model. All those things.
All three at the same time in one unit.
Yeah,
I just duct tape them.
I actually went researching to make sure that there was no other weird subtitle. This is just called Cowboy Bebop on the PlayStation 1.
So, therefore, we've decided that since all other Japanese PS1 games have subtitles, we've called this Cowboy Bebop, The Return of the Dark Kitties.
Ein's Revenge.
Part 1.
Yes. And then we put an X at the end, just to make sure, so they know it's
for good
serious.
measure. And it's got to be a tattered X. It can't be a nice, clean X. It's got to have some, like, it's got to look like it's worn.
And there's a Chewbacca. So, if you're wondering what they're saying, I am too. If you can translate, that would be nice. But since this is an import copy, there's no English voice acting, there's no English subtitles. And you have these little animated square sequences. Really what this game is Star Fox Cowboy Bebop Edition. Although you don't have a squad, you don't have Slippy.
Cow Fox.
And the camera sucks. I'm not going to lie to you. It is a frustrating game to an extreme. It's still pretty good when you get in when the camera's not flailing around, and you'll see here in a little bit. But it is a let's call it barely a third-person shooter. Third-person spaceship shooter, and I don't know what they're talking about. They're moving their mouths and they're saying stuff. And I saw Ein, so I was happy about that. I was doing my own translations in my head, and they were talking about there's this contract, and there's a planet, and Spike always doesn't want to do it, and he's like, we got to do it, and then she's like, there might be money, and then Ein's like, fuck, I want dog food, and then I was like, I just got this whole crazy thing. But yeah, so if you know what the plot is, I wouldn't mind if you put that in the comments. Chewbacca again, and he's like awfully drawn compared to the other ones. So in Star Fox fashion, you fly through a level, you shoot other ships and ground things. It's on rails, and you have a boss battle at the end, which is an all-range mode. Well, at least in the first one. Visually, it's not bad. This was actually released about the middle of the PlayStation's life cycle, so it's fairly accurate to the anime as far as animation is considered. This game goes for anywhere from $15 to $30, depending where you go. If you import from Japan, you got to pay import shipping rates. If you have a store that goes nearby you that has it, probably better that way.
Although good luck if you live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. If you live in the Midwestern states like you, Butters, I'm talking to Butters specifically. You probably won't ever see this, except for my video, and maybe other videos on YouTube. So for some reason the ship has just stopped, and these assholes come out of nowhere and start firing, and everyone's mad. It's like, I just got this thing, just watched this thing, and you guys are throwing dirt at it, or something like that. I don't know.
No, yeah.
I mean,
I agree with your subtitles.
And Ein's like, fuck yeah. That's what Ein said. Because Ein's the best character in the thing. I actually like that they did the actual wing animation. It's pretty accurate. So you only fly as Swordfish 2. You don't switch ships. You don't switch between other characters. And it is a little stiff. You control everything with the D-pad. All the main movements. And then you can roll with L1 and R1. That's kind of nice because you can keep them at whatever angle you desire. You can fly the whole thing sideways. And this game requires a lot of memorization on where the camera's going to turn and stuff. As you can see, it's very... I can see the ship, I can't see the ship. All the controls are completely based on where the reticule is, and I just use a ruby laser right there, which is the secondary attack, which recharges. All all the weapons I've unlocked so far are infinite. So, like the laser, for example, will just recharge if you use it all the way. and it seems almost impossible for me to get 100%, like shoot all the ships, because they come at such weird angles, and I don't know. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's very frustrating. This right here is my third attempt through this, and that sound effect for the characters to come in and tell you stuff, like bitch at you for like either missing targets or whatever. It's really loud. Like compared to everything else, just out of nowhere you just hear that, and then it's couldn't lower that.
It sounds like a kitty because it's the Return of the Dark Kitty.
Yeah, but Ein doesn't talk to me. See, everyone else has to fucking talk to me. Ein just like couldn't bark at me. I'm like, yeah, Ein, I got it. I'll kill these bitches. What else is there more to say?
It looks pretty.
It is. It's definitely a very good-looking game. It's just I wish it controlled as well as it looks. This part is not so bad. It's when, especially at the boss. When we get to the boss, you'll see what I'm talking about. There is no save feature for this game, which is extremely frustrating. As difficult as the bosses are, the levels are not too bad, but you take damage. There's no health pickups whatsoever that I've found. You do have the ability to upgrade your weapons as time goes on with the experience from everything you destroy on a per level basis, but beyond that, there's no save feature for you to come back and tackle something after, because I got to the third level in this playthrough, although you're not going to see the whole thing, it'll take forever. And after that I was like, yeah, I need to put this down, because I am... The other thing that's a little weird about controlling the secondary weapon, the laser there, for example, which can be switched later when you unlock stuff, is you have to hold square and then press X, which is kind of weird because you're pressing X just to fire the gun, and it took me a little bit to figure out that that's what we're supposed to do, because I can't read Japanese, obviously. I had to figure out, how do you do this? Why does the circle keep turning into an oval? I didn't understand that. And then I kind of found out. Like,
it's all the Dark Kitty's fault.
That's, if they let Ein have a bigger part, he would have told me. And I don't know. Watching it now after I played it, it looks a little less chaotic, just visually. I mean, what do you guys? Because you guys didn't get to play it.
It definitely looks pretty.
But I mean, like from a doesn't this look
gameplay-wise, it's a little.
It looks really loose compared to like Star Fox, but I mean it doesn't seem
like impossible to play.
Yeah,
it seems like it's something you get used to, and you definitely got to do a couple playthroughs to memorize, like you said, where the camera's gonna swing or where you have to go. But I mean, for a fact that you had the ability to spin the Swordfish 2 around, you have more control over it. Is kind of nicer. I just would have liked to see the camera behind it.
This game would probably be better if it had supported dual analog. If you could do that, this would be so much better. Even if it was on rails. This is the first boss. It is, look at my health. I was doing really well, actually, especially for this playthrough. You're in all range mode again, like I said, and there's almost no way to slow the damn thing down so you can bank the turn sharper. So what I had actually tried to do here was fly up to the ceiling and aim at this stuff. That did not work very well, although it worked better in some ways to turning. And what happened right there is I actually hit the damn thing, and I bounced into it, which made it a little more difficult. I mean, all in all, it's a decent game. If you have an import PlayStation or PS2 or have the ability to play import games legally, then this is not a bad one to add to the collection if you get $15, especially if you're a fan of the anime. Although be honest with you, the first thought I had is this has nothing to do with the anime. This could have been just Star Fox on the PlayStation 1, because there's other than the characters showing up and saying stuff. There's nothing about this that's Cowboy Bebop-ish. I mean, in the anime, I can only recall like once or twice that he ever used a ship.
He uses it a lot,
but like not as a direct focus for the show.
Yeah, actually, one of the episodes is based all around it.
I'm saying one or two. I'm not saying it was like completely. They're basing the entire game around this one ship and him flying around shooting things. That was not what the anime was about.
Well, for that case, then the Ghost in the Shell one, the Tachikoma.
Yeah, but this didn't
It's the same principle. Either way, it does have to do with it.
Faye
I
was
like
gonna
how she's
say
like, yeah,
something
you
here.
just died? I'm
Actually,
gonna chastise you.
I actually didn't die. I won. And I thought I had died, actually. Yeah, so it's a decent shooter. Just it has some design quirks that are definitely could be fixed with some modern controls. It's very pretty for a PlayStation game, and fairly cheap if you can get it. Don't ever let anyone charge you more than $30 for this game if you really seriously want it. And Iron's like, yeah, fuck yeah. So anyway, this was a classic capture for Cowboy Bebop for the PlayStation 1 import copy. Please subscribe and let us know what you think.